Dan Illman, Mike Beer, Sunday's feature race at Woodbine, the $500,000 Woodbine Oaks, mile and an eighth on the Tapeta surface. This is a very strong field. Let's take a look. It's race number 9 at Woodbine. Gigantic field, Mike. Looks like there's going to be a lot of pace. Moira's 5-2 on the morning line. She's done little wrong in her career. Are you a little concerned about her stretching out to a mile and an eighth for the first time?
No, I actually feel like it could be a positive for her. She came back off the layoff sprinting in a stakes race, 7 furlongs sprint. She got the job done there. I thought that was a good performance. I actually feel like she might be better with more distance.
She is a horse that would benefit from pace. Good news for Moira fans is the Timeform US pace projector has a red bar scenario. Fast pace expected. That would help a horse like Moira. Curlin Candy, who is a very well-bred maiden after 6 starts, she's got some speed. The number 4 loaded Vixen, in my opinion, is probably the speed of this race. I think she's got to be hustled out of there.
Yeah, they're stepping her way up in class off of a long overdue maiden win, and they've used her speed in her last couple of starts. Now they're stretching her out. I think they're going to go.
A horse with some tactical speed just won her maiden. That's the number 1 Swoop to finish. And perhaps most notably, not only was it her first race in blinkers, it was the first race where they stretched her out around a route of ground. The race was on turf. She still has to prove she's going to be as effective on the all-weather as she is on the turf, but that was a very promising performance last time.
I thought it was too. I guess we'll see about the surface switch here. They did run around this surface once before. That was off of a really long layoff, though, Dan, sprinting. I don't really care about that race too much. They put blinkers on her last time, stretched her out for the first time. She was really impressive winning that race. I actually feel like this filly could be pretty good.
The number 2, Super Flashy, has run twice this year, both in sprint races. She should be legged up as she stretches out to a mile and an eighth for the first time. And sprint to route worked pretty well for her last year when second in the Princess Elizabeth behind Moira, another filly with good speed.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if she can work out the right trip in here. You know, I suppose stretching back out could be okay for her. She has run against Moira twice now and really has been no match for that horse in either of those races. So she certainly has something to find here, but she's still very lightly raced.
The 3 Moira has been quality since day 1. She won the Princess Elizabeth in her career debut, just missed in the Grade 3 Mazarine against Open Company in her final start as a 2-year-old. Here's her seasonal debut, the Fury, going 7/8 of a mile. And we see Moira, she's on the outside. She's going to take the long way around. She gets the jump on the gray horse, Pioneer's Edge. She might have been in behind just a little bit. Moira maybe gets a little bit tired from making that early move at the end. I think she's just feeling the effects of the layoff. Pioneer's Edge is grinding. Moira finds the wire first.
Yeah, they both ran well in here. It was the winner who made the first move. She was also wide around the track, Moira. I know she was, hanging on by a diminishing margin there. I thought that she ran well in there. And again, I feel like stretching back out is probably a benefit to her. And when we get to Pioneer's Edge, I guess we'll talk about that because so far it feels like she might be better going shorter.
Loaded Vixen, the number 4. We have distance concerns. We have class concerns, but she did win her maiden last time out on June the 17th in nice fashion. Let's watch that race going 7/8 of a mile. She got a competitive by her speed figure of 77, and she really just took no prisoners in this race.
Yeah, they rode her the right way in here. Listen, if nothing else, she's really improved in her first 2 starts off the claim. They were both sprinting against much weaker opposition, but she has taken steps forward in those races. Now she's going to have to improve again, and she's going to have to do it probably in a race where she can't get loose on the lead.
The number 5, Maccool's Girl, has some upside after only 2 lifetime starts. She won her career debut over turf. Last time out, first time against winners, it was her first try ever on the synthetic. She ran okay while close to the pace. I think this time she's going to be taken back and she's going to have something to run at.
Yeah, they're going to have to sit with her in this race and see if she can make one run into a pace, which I think is certainly possible. She got tired last time, but I didn't think that was a poor effort at all. I think there is some upside here.
Sahlablya, the number 6, is still a maiden, but you have to respect her simply because she's shipping north for trainer Chad Brown, and she sold for what, $1.6 million as a yearling. She's by Medaglia d'Oro. We'll watch her last race at Belmont on the turf. Both starts have come on turf, and I didn't really see much of an excuse in this race, Mike. I think she just got beat by a better horse.
Yeah, I mean, she had no excuse in here. They did the right thing and just put her on the lead early in this race. The horse that's, just steamrolling her through the stretch is a stablemate of hers with a really big pedigree. And that horse has finished ahead of her in both of her starts so far. I do think she's running 2 really good races. And so there's certainly some talent here, Dan, but man, you're going to be asked to take a pretty short price here on a filly who's got a lot to prove.
She's still a maiden. She's going to have to try a synthetic surface for the first time. Sister Seagull, to me, is the kind of horse that might be getting good at the right time for a really good trainer in Catherine Day Phillips. She made her seasonal debut sprinting. She benefited from that race when winning her maiden in this spot on June the 5th at a mile and a 16th. And as we turn to the stretch, she still has a lot of work to do, and she gets it done. She blows by Curlin Candy.
Yeah, she does. This is a good finish from this horse. She had a lot of ground to make up through the final quarter of a mile, but she really finishes in this race. This is a good performance. Feels like a real step in the right direction. She was only okay as a 2-year-old. She's a lot better this year.
She should handle the extra distance out of a mare by the late Kitten's Joy. And again, she should get some pace to attack. Busy Maline is up next to win her 2 starts back. That was a condition claiming event. And in her first start off the claim, she just couldn't step with first level allowance horses. Just seems like she's in a bit tough.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to take a shot, I guess, with a 3-year-old filly and see if you can, pick up a piece anyway of a big purse here in the Woodbine Oaks. But she looks like she's overmatched.
The 9 Curlin Candy is a beautiful pedigree, not only by superstar stallion Curlin. Her dam Karen was very, very good, but she's been beaten by Pioneer's Edge. She was beaten by Sister Seagull, and then she came back and she got beat as the favorite again, at least at a mile and an eighth on June the 26th, where she turns into the stretch, and she has every chance. She's just not good enough.
Yeah, this race is a little bit more disappointing than the prior 2 losses, right? I didn't think she ran poorly at all, while on, rather competitive paces anyway. I didn't really see the excuse here, Dan. It's hard to want to take her back now as they, step her way up in class, because I just didn't see the excuse here.
Tough post position for the 10 Pioneers Edge, but she'll get Lasix for the first time for trainer Josie Carroll. She came from off the pace to win her debut sprinting. Then we saw the Fury, a race in which she got caught up over and behind horses, got to the outside, was making up a little bit late ground on Moira. And then I guess you could argue that the trip didn't exactly work out for her in the Fury last time out as well, where she was kind of hard held down towards the rail, maybe got a little bit of a shuffle on the far turn, but didn't fire in the stretch. Maybe she bled. Lasix on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there is some kind of an excuse, because she was pretty disappointing last time. As you mentioned, sort of lost position around the turn there after getting right up close early in the race. Didn't hold her position, didn't really finish at all first time on the stretch out. So it makes you wonder how far she wants to go, but she showed some real talent in her first 2 starts.
Before we get to our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for all the latest DRFTV video offerings. Top pick time for the $500,000 Woodbine Oaks. You like how Swoop to finished last time out, and I think she might be able to work out a good trip from the rail. Let's see how she does on the synth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the kind of race, Dan, where I felt like it was open enough that I didn't want to take a short price on anyone. And I really did like the way that this filly won last time.
Curious to see how Sahlablya does on the synthetic surface. Medaglia d'Oro, known for siring some excellent fillies. Maybe Sahlablya will add to his resume from just off the pace this time. 136.10 for Mike, 643.10 for me. It's the Woodbine Oaks. Good luck.